Beware, omegle. Hello, please listen to me. It's for your own good. I feel compelled to warn you of the danger that has recently been unleashed upon the internet. I do not have much time left as it is. I feel that he draws near. I like to surf the net, as do most people. Sometimes the internet gets boring though, and I find myself having nothing better to do than go on the anonymous webcamming site known as Omegle. I'm sure most of you have heard of it. It's pretty notorious for having those perverts jerking their junk off on camera. Well, I went on Omegle for the first time in forever, and well, I guess they have this new feature where you can get paired up with people that share your interest. In addition, they also let you access Facebook and use your interests on there if you want. I decided to try it and began my random webcamming spree. The first few people just skipped me, and then there were those many idiots I had to skip for jerking off. But then it happened. He showed up on cam. A man dressed in black appeared to be a robe or a gown, wearing what looked to be a well-detailed, semi-expensive sort of jack-o'-lantern-like or creepy pumpkin mask. I couldn't tell really what the mask was made from though. The man came on the camera and was waving at me very creepily. I had gotten freaked, but then I just laughed and asked if he could take off his mask. The man was silent and just shook his head no. I found that to be a bit unsettling. Time passed and I thought I had caught on. I laughed, asking the man if it was a prank, but the man motioned for me to be quiet when I did so. I typed to the man saying I was going to skip to the next person, and then typed again saying, but this is just too funny. The man typed back, I know where you live. For the next 3 days, wherever you go, I will follow you. Whatever you do, I will be watching. I will know where you are, who you're with, what you're doing, and when you're doing it. And all you will ever see of me is this mask. And after 3 days, I will kill you. As if that weren't enough, as I finished reading and went to the next chat, I noticed that my webcam was mirroring his. He was somehow now broadcasting my webcam as well. I saw him point at the screen as like he was pointing at me with his index finger, and then he did this cutthroat motion at his throat. At this point I took it really serious and I was really on edge. I screenshotted this as evidence for the police. I printed the picture and I decided to go to the local police station right away. On my way to the station, I noticed in my rear view mirror the car behind me appeared to have no driver. But I did see that same mask the man was wearing through the glass of the window. When I arrived at the station and handed the pictures to the police, they assured me they'd be scouting my area for a man with a mask for the next few days. This made me feel somewhat safe. I decided with them on stakeout. I tried continuing my life as normal. The next day, I went shopping at Walmart because I was getting pretty low on food and I needed to pick up some milk. But something very scary happened in Walmart. As I progressed in getting the groceries, the usual bustle of the store dumped down just as, if not more progressively. But when I got to the checkout, I noticed that no one was there in the store any longer. And in each checkout lane, on the counters was a mask, just like the one that man wore. I ran straight out and hurriedly unlocked the door to my car, just piling the groceries in the passenger seat, and sped out of the parking lot. When I got home, I was so freaked and just grabbed all the groceries. I ran into my room, locked all the doors and all the windows. I needed assurance, so I just called the police and asked if they had seen the man around. And thankfully they said no. I decided to call it a night early and I went upstairs and got into bed. When I woke up that morning, I was frightened to see that hanging on the hook in my closet, that mask the man wore was on the hook. I grabbed the mask, rushed downstairs, grabbed my keys, rushed off to the police station. I showed them the mask, and they told me to stay at my friend's for the night as well. I called my buddy, Brad. He always gave me a place to stay when I needed it. So that night I headed to his place, and we stayed up playing video games while I explained my situation to him. To my shock, he said that he had encountered the same man just before I did, which would make this his third day. Later that night, when we were asleep, I had awoken to a loud noise coming from Brad's room. Scared, I crept upstairs to check on him. I was horrified at what I saw. Brad was laying on his bed in a pool of blood with that damn mask laying on his chest. Today is my third day, and I'm sitting at the police station on Brad's laptop, typing this to warn all of you, beware of the pumpkin man. I don't know what will become of me, but if this post gets anywhere and saves as many lives as possible, I'm content.